If you are studying in USA and are struggling with money, or you are someone who is planning to go and study in USA but the finances are tight, this video is for you. The United States has a regulation called Economic Hardship Work Authorization. This regulation allows someone struggling with money to work off campus. Of course, this whole thing is not as straightforward as it sounds. But don't worry, I'm here to help. In this video, I'm going to break down how the regulation works, who all are eligible for this, and the pros and cons of this regulation. So let's get started. I love data. It resolves misinformation. Let's talk to experts, analyze news, and smartly plan your study abroad journey. Hello aspirants, welcome to Videshi Chai. Studying in the US is expensive. There's no denying that. Tuition, rent, health insurance, groceries, it all adds up super fast. And sometimes life just throws curveballs. Maybe you lose your scholarship. Maybe your parents back home suddenly can't send money. Or maybe your country's currency just crashes overnight. And what used to cover rent now barely buys groceries. For a lot of students, that's when the panic sets in. They start thinking, I can't afford this anymore, maybe I have to go back. But here's the part people don't realize. US immigration law actually has this little known rule that could help. So what's the rule? If you're on an F1 student visa and you run into serious, unexpected money problems, and I'm talking about things beyond your control, not just, wanting extra spending cash, you can apply for something called Economic Hardship Work Authorization. If USCIS approves it, they'll give you a special work permit. It's called an EAD card, and that lets you work off campus legally. Usually, it's approved for up to a year at a time. Sounds amazing, right? But wait, before you start celebrating, let's get into the fine print. Because not everybody can just apply. First, you need to have already studied in the US for at least one academic year. Second, your grades need to be solid. You can't be failing classes and expect them to approve this. And third, you need to prove that an on-campus job just isn't enough to cover your costs. So the situation has to be pretty serious, like sudden loss of family support, a medical emergency, tuition or rent suddenly going way up, or currency devaluation back home. Now let's talk about the pros for a second, because it's not all bad news. The first big pro is that this rule even exists. Like seriously, if it wasn't there, a lot of students would have absolutely no option but to pack up and drop out. Second, if you do get approved, you're working legally. You don't have to worry about breaking visa rules or getting yourself into trouble with immigration. And third, for the lucky few who get approved, it can literally save their degree. There are students who've gotten this card, been able to work, and kept going when things looked impossible. But now the tough part, the cons, and there are quite a few. First off, it's really hard to prove your case. You can't just walk in and say, I'm broke. You have to bring serious evidence, bank statements, letters from home, proof that things suddenly changed in a way you couldn't control. And even then, USCIS is strict. Second, the process is slow. Like, we're talking 3 to 4 months of waiting before you even hear back. So if you need money right now, this isn't going to save you. Third, it costs money to apply, around $410 to $520. And yeah, I know, kind of ironic that you need to spend money just to apply for permission to earn money. And finally, the big one, no guarantee. You could wait months, spend all that cash, and still get denied. In fact, many international offices will tell you approvals are rare unless your hardship is extreme and really well documented. And this explains why you probably haven't heard many students talking about it. If it were easy, everyone would be applying. But in reality, it's such a tough, uncertain path that most students just look for other options. Maybe they take loans, maybe they cut down expenses, or unfortunately, some just drop out. So what should you actually do with this information? Here's my take. If you're in a genuine crisis, not just struggling a bit, but really hit by something major and unexpected, it's definitely worth going to your international office and at least asking about this option. If your situation isn't that extreme though, honestly, it might not be worth the stress, the money, or the wait, because your chances of approval aren't great. And whatever you do, don't go into this blind. So yeah, that's the bottom line. This path exists, but it's not a magic fix. Think of it more like a last resort parachute and not a casual part-time work option. If you're an F1 student facing money trouble, remember there are different routes: on-campus jobs, teaching or research assistantships, loans, or in the most extreme cases, this hardship authorization. Alright, that's it for today's breakdown. If this helped you, share it with a friend who might need to hear it. And let me know in the comments if you've ever considered applying for this or know someone who has. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.